injured here. 1v1 Ashes of Typhon, blue side. Eye0fHorus plays a Techmarine, starts off range combat, can get a melee weapon, puts out some nice damage. Also nice utility, can build structures and repair. Looks like we have some Dark Angels. Up against Chaos Librarian as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive commander, fights melee by default, has a bunch of spells. Black Legion. It's not Dark Angels DLC unfortunately, so we don't get the fancy cloaks. Contested VP on the east side, natural for Chaos Librarian in southwest, natural for Horus in northwest. He's going double scouts. Librarian with triple heretics on capping duty so far, pushing towards the eastern side where we have these two power points right on the edge. Here's the second scout squad. Mobile light infantry, fight ranged with bolters by default. Don't do a lot of damage with these things. Give them some shotguns and they will hurt more and counter melee squads. We might see double shotgun scouts with triple heretics up. Is he going to upgrade these guys, or is he going to try and just ride them out to tier 2? Tactical Marines decapping here. Heavy ranged infantry, durable and versatile, especially as they progress up the tiers. Capping 50% faster than most other units there. So we might get a 2-to-1 for Horus because Chaos Librarian is taking east side. Scouts do not want to mess with heretics in melee, especially without their shotguns. So they are backing off. Techmarine does some decent damage with his default bolter. There's the Doom Bolts, starting ability of the Chaos Sorcerer. Very, very dangerous ability. And look at that, consumes a heretic to get all of his energy back. Almost loses these heretics though. 13 hit points to get away with 2 models. Now going after these tactical marines, trying to get a model off them, but I don't think he will. Getting chased down by the Techmarine. His accuracy suffering because he was on the move there. Tactical marines still moving back. Eye0fHorus with some very good awareness to know that those heretics are going to come through there. Going to get Doom Blasted, suppressing the Techmarine, but he has Bionics. He saw powerful sweep there, doing tons of damage to these heretics. A very fragile unit without their aspiring champion squad leader. Eye0fHorus capping east side with scouts. Has some pretty decent map control. Might get a quick triple here. And Havocs are on the field for Chaos Librarian, and now some Noise Marines. A very strange build from Chaos Librarian. Loses his Sorcerer. Soon we're going to see some Assault Marines from Eye0fHorus to deal with the Havocs and indeed the Noise Marines when they hit. Very unorthodox build from Chaos Librarian. Nice to see. Triple Heretics up to full models. Has lost at least 10 of these guys already. There's the 2-to-1. 100 VP lead or thereabouts for Eye0fHorus, and here comes the Assault Squad. Here is some Tzeentch worship, double Tzeentch worship in fact, so even the heretics themselves are infiltrated here. Infiltration also gives you 20% damage reduction from range damage when you are partially revealed by a detector or something just gets close enough to you. Are we going to see, yes we do see a Scout Sergeant here, acts as a detector and gives these guys a fragmentation grenade. You can see the eye icon. Chaos Librarian has repurchased his Sorcerer, 490, 370. There's the 2-to-1. Havoc's setting up, covering the VP. And Scout's getting caught in retreat here. He might lose the squad, and in fact does lose the squad, running right into the Havocs and the heavy bolter. Horus then with Assault Marines on the field, jump troops that disrupt when they land, fight melee with bolt pistols and chainswords. Excellent for tying up ranged squads, especially countering setup squads like those Havocs. Havocs losing a model there. Here we see some Tzeentch worship, these guys getting that 20% damage reduction to that bolter fire now. Those Marines are going to turn. Who is he going to tie up here, Horus? Heretics moving in. Losing tons of health very quickly, but they did their job. They suppressed the Assault Marines, who now jump the Havocs, and here come more Heretics with an Aspiring Champion, forcing off the Assault Marines immediately. Didn't lose a model though. Now Noise Marines can fire at this blob of range stuff. Grenade gets away. Ouch. They all get up. Noise Marines will actually shut down grenades with their sound blasters. The Sergeant himself must not have been hit there, which allowed him to throw it. Tactical Marines eating a ton of damage from that Doom Bolts. Good grief. He might go in for a couple of model losses here. He is, in fact. Doesn't have any war gear. Can he get one? No. Turn around and cap. Well, here comes Eye0fHorus. That Bionics Techmarine getting some more scouts, replacing the scouts that he lost. Librarian doing reasonably well so far. Hasn't lost an entire Heretic squad. Lost a bunch of models, but that is to be expected. Now has his Aspiring Champion Heretics. The Aspiring Champion is a Chaos Marine with Bolt Pistol and Chainsword. Raises the health of the entire squad and makes them much more deadly in close combat, especially in Tier 1. 400, 356, there's the double cap for Chaos Librarian. A Doom Blast. Heretics turn to engage again, and he retains Horus's natural victory point. Horus goes Tier 2 first. 382, 356. Techmarine capping, and he's level 2 now, this guy. Chaos Sorcerer has barely any XP at all. And Eye0fHorus takes the contested VP. Not sure why he wasn't firing upon him. Didn't want to engage with the Heretics, I don't think, because of Bionics. But he should be able to take it back and get the 2-to-1. Has Heretics with grenade launchers now, and he's going to be really held up. Still not enough power to get to Tier 2. Might see a quick Razorback, though I think we'll see Librarian for some nasty smites on all these Heretics. Havocs reveal themselves and get jumped. Those Marines shutting down these ranged squads with their Sound Blaster. There's a Doom Bolts. Havoc still backing away. Here come Heretics to suppress stuff. Perhaps, yes. The Aspiring Champion Heretics almost wiped out. There's a Doom Blast. Havocs will set up and might finish off the Techmarine here. He does get away just in time. He has gone for the Plasma Gun in Tier 2. Very nasty plasma weapon. Great DPS, especially versus heavy infantry. Noise Marines doing really well for Chaos Librarian. Not usually something you see versus Space Marines. Usually used against so-called squishy armies like Tyranids and Orcs and Imperial Guard. But he's done well, and now he's hitting power. Chaos Librarian will decap this fully matured Ret Point as well. Eye0fHorus under pressure, and now Librarian goes Tier 2. Eye0fHorus bleeding quite a lot there, having to reinforce. He does have a Sergeant up though on his Assault Marines and on his Tactical Marines, so he might see Stern Guard from these guys. Pour in some Hellfire rounds to all these Heretics, which have been a real pain for Eye0fHorus so far. He wipes out all those gens, does Chaos Librarian. But I think he's going to lose this east side now. Only the Chaos Sorcerer is here with no war gear. Scouts will try to cap. He should be able to. Techmarine on capping duty himself. And Tier 2 finally for Chaos Librarian is almost there. What are we going to see? Maybe some bloodletters. Put some real pressure on his Assault Marines. Eye0fHorus knows that he wants to hit power right now. No sign of a flamer. But with the bolters and the Assault Marines, they should do a decent damage to the generators. But here are Havoc set up right in their face. Get jumped. Heretics can break worship and move in. There's a Merciless Strike, nicely done. But a Doom Bolts forces off those Assault Marines. The Sergeant with the Power Sword gives them Merciless Strike, which helps them really, really a lot in melee fights. Especially versus Heretics and stuff like that, and Banshees. Heretics taking shots, being spotted by that Scout Sergeant. And look at this, he retains all of his generators as Chaos Librarian. Very determined to keep these things up. Nice Marines. Is he even going to bother giving these guys a Blast Master with Assault Marines around? We will see. So far he's sticking with a Sound Blaster, level 2 these guys, and they do put out some serious damage from relatively close range. Here's a Blood Crusher, gone right after that Techmarine, who has the plasma gun, so he's most likely not going to get a melter gun also. He might get orbs though. Plasma cannon on the way for Eye0fHorus. Needs to deal with this Blood Crusher though. Missile launcher and orbs and a melter bomb would be the obvious choices available to him, and we do see a missile launcher on the way for the Tactical Marines. Gives one of the members a missile launcher. Tactical Marines are unique in that they can change their special weapon whenever they like, as long as they pay for it each time. And here we see the missile launcher up. Blood Crusher is a demon with vehicle armor, so it's benefiting greatly from that Tzeentch worship with health regen, energy regen, and the infiltration from Tzeentch worship as well. Pushing against these Tactical Marines, trying to tie them up so they can't fire that missile launcher. We are going to see it fire now. Surprised that Chaos Librarian didn't push more there. Assault Marines are there. Maybe he was wary of that, wary of a melter bomb. And we do see thunder and lightning. Gives them stun grenades or blind grenades and a melter bomb. One thing that I recently found out about these blind grenades from assault squads that you really see very rarely used. Not only do they stun units in garrisons, but they also stun turrets. So if you can jump your assault squad in, as well as smacking on the turret, you can stun it. I assume that's intended. 301 333 Havocs. D setting up, and now we see some Tzeentch worship. Here comes the Blood Crusher though. Eats a missile and eats a plasma cannon hit. Boom! Was staying still and took it right in the face. Havocs, for some reason, were not set up there. Grenade is easily dodged. Here come Noise Marines. How often do you see a Chaos player without Chaos Space Marines? And he's doing very well with it as well. 289 333. Assault Squad jumping. The Noise Marines, there is Cacophony, not knocking down the Assault Marines straight away. As you notice there, they do have a few seconds of knockdown immunity after they jump, as do Raptors. I'm not sure if Storm Boys get the same benefit. Eye0fHorus will take the east side. He's been patient. Classic Space Marine strategy. War of attrition, just outlast your opponent. And plasma cannon setting up. Look at the range it has. Artillery unit. Huge damage to all small targets. Bang! If it can hit them, it's deadly. So the Assault Marines backing away because that plasma cannon will do some nasty friendly fire. 289, 286 as the triple cap for Eye0fHorus. He's really come back into this. Chaos Librarian not being aggressive enough with the Blood Crusher early on, I don't think. And now he's kind of lost the surprise because of a melter bomb and a missile launcher on the field. And that plasma cannon, of course. Bang! There's the melter bomb. Blood Crusher trying to charge away. He's going to lose this thing now, and down it goes. Does have a Chaos Dreadnought though. Heretics forcing off the Devastator plasma cannon. Sigil of the Rift got it into trouble. Also have Robes of Torment to try and deal with the assault squad, I think. And also route those Tactical Marines in place for those Heretics to run in. He has double Aspiring Champion Heretics. Will he be able to deal with this Dreadnought? Is a Missile Launcher and Melter Bomb enough? With all the rest of this stuff he has. There is Chains of Torment. You need to destroy the central mass and then it disperses like that. Nice Marine Steel coming into play. Eye0fHorus tier 3. And he has enough red for Terminators. He could drop a Venerable Dreadnought, of course, and try to go toe to toe with this Chaos Dreadnought as well. Techmarine needs to back off. There we go. Vanguard Veterans on the field. First Company Assault Squad with 4 power weapons by default, a Thunderhammer, 2 power swords and a Lightning Claw. These guys are being upgraded to a Power Fist though, that will replace that Thunderhammer on the Sergeant. 280, 220. They do get their levels reset. Not sure if they had leveled. That's kind of his setup. Just trying to defend his power right now, Eye0fHorus. And some sneaky heretics coming in the west side. Have been constantly up and down this west side, capping VPs. Alongside the scouts. 263, 228. There's the double cap for Chaos Librarian. Heretics now backing off. The jump missed. Double Tzeentch worship. Nice Marines getting way close to those tactical Marines, and there is Cacophony. Ouch! Hit by a plasma cannon help though. What level are these guys? They haven't leveled yet. Nice Marines getting away with 2 models. No sign of any shrines. Sigil of the Rift again, wiping out that plasma cannon. Excellently done by Chaos Librarian. Really awesome usage of that twice. Second time wiping a squad. 218, 228, 2-ton cap. Chaos Dreadnought taking a missile hit. But he's wailing on those tactical Marines with that autocannon and forces them to retreat. Now working on some generators. Eye0fHorus under huge amounts of pressure, even lost this power point here, which has been noted by Chaos Librarian. Eye0fHorus is tier 3 though, and here come Terminators. There they go. Power Fists and Stormbolters inspire nearby troops whenever they make a kill. But they need some support here. Chaos Librarian actually doesn't have a whole lot to deal with Terminators. Maybe he'll get some Terminators of his own with Lightning Claws and go into melee with them. He is going tier 3 and has plenty of red, or favour as it's called for Chaos, but Eye0fHorus will take the east side back and he's going to get a quick triple here. Eye0fHorus really knows how to control the map under pressure on the east side and has his scouts constantly up and down this west side. Maybe he can decap this wreck point as well. He is going to decap the wreck point, and all of a sudden Eye0fHorus in the ascendancy has the heavy flamer on his Terminators. There is Cleansing Flame to deal with these generators, and he's going to completely wipe this gen farm. There it is. Chaos Librarian hits tier 3, has a reasonable amount of power income still, with 1 generator here, another node, and another node here soon. Level 5 Techmarine, level 2 Chaos Sorcerer, and is getting Tome of Subjugation, perhaps to force off the Vanguard veterans. Sorry, to control the Vanguard veterans. He might just use it on the Terminators, but I don't think he's going to get a model of them if he does. I'd use it on the Vanguard veterans, but he is using it on the Terminators. And he's going to turn that flamer onto them. No, he's putting them inside the abyss. Nicely done by Chaos Librarian. Vanguard veterans with that power fist are going after the Dreadnought, and Terminators are wiped by that. Vanguard veterans also wiped. An awesome engagement with Chaos Librarian. Eye0fHorus not happy. What an amazing engagement from Chaos Librarian. I thought he was going to waste that subjugate on the Terminators, then I thought he was going to make it worthwhile with Cleansing Flame, and he dropped a nuke on their face. Eye0fHorus not happy. West side, some heretics fighting these Devastators out late for Horus, and they are forced off. 2-1 for Horus though. Chaos Librarian needs to take this east side. What an awesome game he's played. Such an unorthodox build has made it work. Noise Marines versus Space Marines, making them work. No Chaos Space Marines at all. These heretics on capping duty. And it's gonna be a 2-1 for Chaos Librarian, but it might not last long because these scouts will most likely force off these heretics and then decap here. Now he doesn't have the red to get some Chaos Terminators. Eye0fHorus with triple Devastators. He really wants to deal with this Dreadnought, I think. Making his way back over to the east side. Double scouts will try and decap. Here come Noise Marines. What level are these guys? You see the Sound Blaster preventing the scouts from throwing their grenade there and forces them off, takes out 2 models. Level 3 Noise Marines really put out some damage. Here comes Horus. He's getting a las cannon for one of his Devastators. These guys are not set up though. Tactical Marines unable to cap, under fire from Havocs and that Dreadnought. Not sure what those scouts are trying to do. I think they were trying to grenade that Havoc squad. Here is the las cannon set up. Does not shoot at a Dreadnought. I don't think it has line of sight through the VP there. 183.54. 2-to-1 cap. Eye0fHorus with triple Devastators. Can he make this work? He has 1 covering his victory point. 177.54. Kill Sorcerer. Switching back to Sigil of the Rift. Can't believe he wiped the Terminators and the Vanguard Veterans in 1 engagement. Devastating for Eye0fHorus. Can he come back here? He still has Bionics. But there's Cacophony. Constant knockback. But it disables the Noise Marines. Helps them stay alive versus melee squads. There's a grenade. There's another. Takes out just 1 model. Heretics with their grenade barrage, and Eye0fHorus is going to push the west side. He's playing smart. He knows Chaos Librarian is dug in on the east, so he switches west. He's got all of his Devastators here as well. Double heavy bolters and 1 las cannon, and he's putting up a turret to cover the VP. And look at this position. Impossible for Chaos Librarian to flank. Level 2 Dreadnought. He might want to give this thing a missile launcher so he can take care of that turret quickly. Las cannon gets a hit, huge damage, and a snare. Gets another hit, and there's Sigil of the Rift again. Really awesome usage of that, and he might wipe this squad. Surely he will. There's Dark Flames on retreat path. They didn't need it in the end. 141, 49, 2-to-1 cap for Eye0fHorus. He still has the VP advantage here. Scouts helping, forcing off these double heretics. Chaos Librarian unable to get anything out in tier 3 yet. Perhaps he wants a Chaos Predator, but he does have a Blastmaster up on his Noise Marines now. Las Cannon getting big shots on that Dreadnought. Here is some Tzeentch worship, and the Las Cannon takes it out. That's a big loss for Chaos Librarian. Eye0fHorus might have won this game right there, and a grenade in retreat path. 141, 24. I think Eye0fHorus has this game with this turret. Devastators, las cannon. I think he has it sewn up despite losing Terminators and Vanguard Veterans. I think all those heretics really bled Chaos Librarian in the end, as we were expecting to happen. But it's really prevented him from getting anything out in tier 3. Could have got out a super unit if he wasn't constantly reinforcing all these heretics. Turret going off. And there is the game for Eye0fHorus with a double cap at the end. What an awesome game. Chaos Librarian, very unorthodox build. Huge losses for Eye0fHorus. But he brings it back with an unorthodox end, really, with triple Devastators. Very good usage of Chaos Sorcerer abilities, Sigil of the Rift, and that Tome of Subjugation. That Terminator loss was awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.